started saying, Aaron Rodgers is the real GOAT, not Brady. My takeaway was there's more than just throwing a pretty football. Brady's a better leader. Brady plays better from behind. Brady's better at the line of scrimmage. Brady is more coachable. Aaron's had family members take shots at him. Brady's ex-teammates still love him. There is more to football than being cool and throwing a great ball. Being a quarterback is about leadership, relatability, how are you as a teammate. It's never been close. Tom is the best football player in the history of the National Football League. Aaron is just super talented.
Where Colin was wrong.
You know what? I was a sucker. I bought into the Packers. Once they beat the Tennessee Titans in Week 16, I was in. I kept saying, I know they're front runners. I know they're finesse. But if they could beat Tennessee in a physical football game, then I'm in. They did. But yesterday, they did something that I've seen too many times with Aaron Rodgers. When they fall behind in big games, they are not the same team. They've got a front-runner DNA. They are a baller with a lead and a bailer trailing. And yesterday, I thought they got tight.
Where Colin was right?
For about 10 years, I defended Andy Reid in Philadelphia. And I said, he's the Belichick of the NFC in Philadelphia. He bailed on the running game before everybody else. And Andy Reid, in a world of young hipster coaches, is still the king. His play design, his ability to go for it, his ability to rally the troops. He is the one head coach. Bill Belichick has never been able to stop his offenses. Go ask Belichick. He doesn't have a system. His system is, what's my personnel? Joey and I talk about this. Coaches have systems. Andy's like, what are my players? I'll build a new offense. He is great. He's been great for 20 years.
Where Colin was wrong.
Yeah, the Herd face bracket stunk this weekend. Bad weekend. So I do a face bracket where I just pick the playoffs based on who's the better quarterback in the moment. I had Josh Allen and Aaron Rodgers. So that's my fault. I picked somebody over Mahomes and somebody over Brady. I think we finished 8-4 in the year, but my stupid face bracket took a beating this weekend.
Where Colin was right.
Aaron Rodgers now 1-8 when trailing at half in the playoffs. He's not the same quarterback. Now, would I vote him for the Hall of Fame? Do I think he's great? But you can't tell me he got snippy yesterday in the red zone. He's barking it. It's like Aaron plays better with a lead. Mahomes, I think, plays better trailing. Brady, it doesn't matter. He always plays the same. But there is a difference between Aaron. His body language changes. He doesn't take as many shots downfield. I thought he was really hesitant in the red zone a couple of times. Run the football. You're a very, very good athlete. You're not a great athlete, but you're a very good athlete. 1-8 now, trailing at half in the playoffs.
Where Colin was wrong.
Boy, did I miss on this. I said Kansas City would win, but they'd settle for a bunch of field goals in the red zone. Yeah, they were 5 for 5 touchdowns. Listen, since Week 12, the Bills were the number 1 red zone defense, and since Week 12, the Chiefs were the number 26 offense. So I said, I'm going to take Kansas City to win, but it's going to be kind of low scoring, and they're going to settle for field goals. They settled for none. I still can't get over 38-6 run against a defense that, situationally had been the NFL's best since about Thanksgiving.
Where Colin was right.
Joy and I are big fans of being aggressive in big spots. Buffalo wasn't. Sean McDermott settled for field goal, end of the half. By the way, Kansas City down 9-0. 4th and 1, could have kicked a field goal. They went for it. Bruce Arians, end of the half. Tom Brady, let's go for it. Green Bay, let's kick field goals. In big games, I think it helps the psychology of your team. Go for it. Trust your players. There's no tomorrow. And I thought Buffalo, I know it's called chasing points, but with Kansas City, you got to chase points because they're scoring on you. And I thought Buffalo and Green Bay were the tighter teams that were a little less aggressive.
Where Colin was wrong.
Listen, I picked Kansas City yesterday, but I had Buffalo as the number 1 team over Kansas City, and they were the one team this weekend that just unraveled. Listen, it's a big spot. That's a tough place to play, but they struggled stopping the Colts. They gave up almost 480 yards to the Colts. They struggled with the Ravens. Their offense dried up yesterday, wasn't great against the Ravens, was not great against the Colts. And I thought their offense was the strength of their team. But boy, that secondary for Kansas City yesterday, shut it down. I mean, shut their receiving core down.
Where Colin was right?
Well, anytime Dan Campbell's name's been mentioned the last several years, I roll my eyes and laugh. He may be a great guy. He may be a tough guy. He may be a big guy, but he feels like a pro wrestler. He got mentioned as potentially the Lions head coach, and I said, this won't be great. And then the press conference happened, and it wasn't great.
And so this team's going to be built on, we're going to kick you in the teeth, all right? And when you punch us back, we're going to smile at you. And when you knock us down, we're going to get up. And on the way up, we're going to bite a kneecap off, all right? And we're going to stand up. And then it's going to take 2 more shots to knock us down, all right? And on the way up, we're going to take your other kneecap, and we're going to get up. And then it's going to take 3 shots to get us down. And when we do, we're going to take another hunk out of you. Before long, we're going to be the last one standing, all right? That's going to be the mentality.
But you've bitten off everybody's kneecap, so you'll be thrown out of the game, and that won't be great.
Where Colin was wrong.
Well, I had Brian Daboll as the #1 coaching candidate this offseason. He went to college or high school with the Chargers GM, and he didn't get the job. Eric Mangini calls him the hardest working coach he's ever met, didn't get a job. He's universally respected. Every source I have, he didn't get a job. He transformed Josh Allen. Transformed him. He didn't get a job. I thought he'd be the first guy off the market. I thought Brian Daboll would be the first guy off the market. I was told this weekend by somebody who knows him well, he's a grinder. He's not a fast riser. He maybe doesn't have the personality, the look that some people are looking for, the Sean McVay kind of quality, the Brandon Staley. I thought this guy would last about 2 minutes and then get any of the jobs. And get any of them. All right, Colin right, Colin wrong. Trent Dilfer's around the corner. Jimmy Johnson next hour. I'm not saying that Matt LaFleur was great. But I really do believe this. If there would have been 309, not 209, 3 timeouts, 2-minute warning, you figure Tampa's going to be fairly conservative. My defense has 3 picks in the second half. 309, you could talk me into it. 209, I didn't like it at all. And to Joy's point, even if you don't make it, Tampa's buried. They're going to get super conservative on play calling. You're going to get it back at the 50. Now, only with a chance to tie. Only with a chance to tie. But still, I think I would have gone for it. But there are arguments to be made. Everybody's, I try to stay away from play calling. You could have guys hurt. You could have matchups that don't work. And remember, Green Bay had struggled in the red zone. They had struggled in the red zone. And their defense in the second half played well against Brady. You were getting the ball back. All right, Trent Dilfer next. Convenient, clean pickup stations for their app, for their online order. We are so excited to have Jersey Mike's as partners here in the herd. Authentic Jersey bread is the key to Jersey Mike's subs. Always baked fresh right at the store. The ingredients, fresh produce, highest quality meats piled high. The highest quality of meats Jersey Mike slices, every sub fresh to order, never pre-sliced or packaged, made authentically. Fresh toppings, the produce sliced out, cared for each morning. They have the juice, red wine vinegar and olive oil, blended to perfection. I do the turkey, provolone, little lettuce, tomato, that juice. Just order Jersey Mike's through their app for no contact delivery or no contact at the door pickup. Jersey Mike's subs. Be a sub above. since week 12, the Bills were the number 1 red zone defense, and since week 12, the Chiefs were the number 26 offense. So I said, I'm going to take Kansas City to win, but it's going to be kind of low scoring, and they're going to settle for field goals. They settled for none. I still can't get over 38-6 run against a defense that, situationally had been the NFL's best since about Thanksgiving.
Where Colin was right.